I'd like to speak to the manager of Xbox Game Studios Publishing. Also, PC Game Pass just got a huge boost. And is the Xbox Series X sold out until next year? Let's discuss. So Xbox Game Studios Publishing got into a little bit of a situation over the weekend. Now, if you're not familiar, Xbox Game Studios Publishing is the arm of Xbox that handles Xbox exclusives that are not first-party studios. And their Twitter account got into a little mishap. So it started off with an innocent enough tweet. They tweeted, "We're excited to kick off something special tomorrow. Just give us one more day to prepare the chickens." A lot of people were in the replies saying, "Oh, it's gonna be Fable. We're gonna hear more news about Fable." Because if you're not familiar with Fable, there's like a lot of chicken jokes in Fable. I'm specifically thinking of Fable 1 with the title that you initially have access to. It's called Chicken Chaser, so everyone's calling you Chicken Chaser. "Oh, there goes that Chicken Chaser. What you doing over there, Chicken Chaser?" Lots of chicken jokes, right? But still, chickens are not exclusive to Fable. It could be anything, really. There's even chickens in Halo Infinite, or like alien chickens on that one map. It could be anything. It could have been like a collaboration with like Popeyes or something. Chickens, like I said, are not exclusive to Fable. But this is where they messed up. They had a follow-up tweet after everyone had been in the reply saying, "Oh, I'm thinking Fable, we're gonna see some Fable gameplay, a trailer or something like that. It's gonna be Fable related." They tweeted, "We'd call it our Fable anniversary." But that name was already taken. And now everyone is going crazy, like, "Oh, we're definitely gonna get Fable news." It started picking up traction. Even news outlets were reporting like Xbox is gonna come out tomorrow with some special Fable related news probably. And then what happened? The next day rolls around and they tweet this. "Sorry for the confusion. We don't have any big game news tomorrow or any info about Playground's upcoming Fable game." Now, what's going on? Like, it's a big enough L already to not have any Fable related news after you led everyone to believe that something Fable related was gonna be announced on that day. But it's another level to not have any news at all. And if you look at their Twitter account right now, that's literally the last tweet, that they didn't have any news for the whole rest of the day. And it hurts a little bit because, like I said in my other video, Xbox fans are craving news related to Xbox exclusive games. Over on PlayStation, they have a pretty good idea of what games are coming and what to expect from them and when roughly they can expect them. 2022, 2023, whatever. They have a rough idea. But over on Xbox, you have fans who know there's a lot of games coming out on the horizon, right? Like this Fable game, Perfect Dark, Avowed, Redfall, Contraband, all these games, right? But you have less details about them. You don't really know too many details about them. That's why I was really excited to hear about Avowed details last week. And you have these fans who are hungry and in the dark about a lot of these titles they're supposed to be excited for. And when you do that to them, it's like, ugh. It hurts, guys. So yes, I would like to speak to whoever's in charge at Xbox Game Studios Publishing because I just got some words. I just want to talk, that's all. The series consoles are apparently selling pretty well in Japan. Now, that might come as a surprise to a lot of people who have been following video games for a while because Xbox historically does terribly in Japan. It sells terribly, like doo-doo. But now things are looking up. So they've sold about 60,000 Series X's and they've sold about 40,000 Series S's, for a total of over 100,000 units, which, to put in perspective, you know, it's not a home run knock out of the park. It's just a little bit better, right? Especially when you compare it to sales of the PlayStation 5 and the Nintendo Switch. They have a lot of ground to make up for. Now, why is that important, right? 100,000 units, like I said, not a huge deal, right? But it's already better than how they did the entire last generation of Xbox One. To put it in perspective, they sold 100,000 units around that. The whole generation for Xbox One, 100,000 total for Xbox One. And they've already surpassed that. I mean, the bar is pretty low, but they've already surpassed that. This all stems from an effort of Xbox making a concerted, more deliberate effort to break into the Japanese market. It was around last year that Phil Spencer came out and said, yes, we'd love to make more of an effort, basically to break into that market. It's huge. superpower of gaming. It's a great market, and we're gonna try to make more of an effort to appeal to the Japanese audience. Because, like I said, Japan is a huge market for video games. You can argue that without the Japanese contribution to video games, we wouldn't know video games as they exist right now. That's how big they have been to the culture. They've sold, like I said, over 100,000 units of series consoles in Japan. Guess how many PS5s they sold in Japan? 1.1 million. And guess how many Nintendo Switches they've sold in Japan? Over 20 million. Of course, Nintendo Switch had a head start on the PS5 and the Xbox, but 20 million compared to 1 million compared to 100,000. Obviously, they have an uphill battle, but it's good to see that they're trying to break into a market that has such a huge population of gamers. So Minecraft is coming to PC Game Pass, and this is huge because Minecraft is one of the obviously most lucrative, biggest titles in gaming right now. I gotta admit, I never really got into it. When it came out, it was 2011. I was graduating high school. I was running games like Halo Reach, Mortal Kombat, Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm. So when I saw this, I was like, that's a game for kids, right? And of course, I ended up eating my words because it became a beloved title, loved by kids, of course, and then everyone who is not a kid, adults, older, non-kid people, everyone loves Minecraft. You can play Bedrock and Minecraft Dungeons on the console version of Game Pass right now, but the big story here on PC Game Pass is that you're gonna be able to run Java and Bedrock versions. This is a big boost for PC Game Pass. It's kind of like the equivalent, I think, of when Netflix, there was news of them about to lose streaming rights to The Office. That's just like a big title to have, and everyone is saying, oh, where are you gonna be able to watch The Office? That's such a big title, everyone loves streaming that, it always gets a ton of views, blah, blah, blah. I feel like Minecraft is on that level, right? It's just so lucrative. It's so, like, the brand name alone is just, it carries a lot of power. So, like I said, I think it's a huge boost for PC Game Pass as a service. The versions are still gonna remain separate, the Java and the Bedrock, but you're gonna have them in the same place. And hopefully they can pull this off pretty well because PC Game Pass, the Windows versions of these games, have been known to be not optimal, not quite up to par with their Steam counterparts, or if they're launched from another launcher. We saw that with Ascent. There was all sorts of bugs on the Windows 10 version, the PC Game Pass version, as opposed to the Steam version. So hopefully they can get it together because it'd be really nice to have both versions in just one launcher. And you can switch back and forth easily. That would be pretty useful. So honestly, I never really got into Minecraft. When it came out, I was like 18, 19. And I was running games like Halo Reach, I was running games like Mortal Kombat. I saw this and I instantly wrote it off as a game for kids, right? And of course, I ended up eating my words because it became a huge title in gaming, not only played by kids, but adults, teenagers, everything in between. So this is a big win. It's a good game to have on the service. And who knows? Maybe I'll finally jump in and check it out for myself. The Xbox mini fridge went up for pre-order. You might be able to pre-order it in the future. And this is interesting because the way that the Xbox mini fridge came about is a story in itself. So it started out on Twitter, where many great things start out, basically in a brand battle between Xbox and Skittles. So Skittles said if they get more votes than Xbox, they would bring back lime flavor, I think. And Aaron Greenberg said, hey, if we win this, we're gonna make an Xbox Series X mini fridge. And they did. It was very close. It was by like a very small percentage that they won. But they did, and they said, okay, we're gonna make an Xbox Series X mini fridge. I don't understand completely why, but people are pretty hyped about this fridge. Even I, when I saw this, I was like, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool concept to have an Xbox Series X mini fridge. And like I said, I can't tell you why, because it literally just looks like a bigger version of the Series X. But people are hyped about it. And like I said, pre-orders went up today. You can maybe pre-order it in the future. But I feel like when I talk about pre-ordering events, that from now on there has to be some sort of asterisk or something, right? Because you are able to pre-order at certain times, right? For the fridge, for consoles, for accessories and things like that. But I should say you're able to pre-order and you'll have a better chance than you normally would, right? And I say this because last week, I think it was a video or two ago, I talked about Pro members at GameStop being able to pre-order Halo Infinite Series X consoles and bundles. And I ran a whole story. I talked about how pro members will get access to this pre-order event where you're gonna be able to get a Halo Special Edition Series X. And by all accounts, it seemed like a good idea. Hey, sign up for pro rewards. You'll have a pretty good chance of snagging your own Infinite Series X. And I come home, I think it was that night, or maybe the day after, and I saw a thread on Reddit. It was just, innocent enough thread, said, hey, just a reminder, you'll be able to pre-order, if you're a pro member, the Special Edition Series X, blah, blah, blah. And I look in the comments, and there are hundreds of comments. I couldn't get one. I could not get one. I kept trying to refresh the page. I tried to add it to the cart. The button didn't work. I got kicked off. I went and tried to pre-order it, and it was already sold out. Just hundreds of comments saying how people signed up for pro rewards, or they tried to get that pre-order during the event, and they couldn't do it. And it got me thinking, oh man, that's tough, right? Like, I was over here talking about, oh, it'd be a good idea if you join pro rewards and then try to get your Halo Special Edition Series X, and then you go and you do it and you can't do it, and it's just, I don't know, guys. It's like it's getting tough out here. So if you want to pre-order the Xbox Series X mini fridge, you're gonna have to go in with the expectation. I don't know if it's gonna be like this. I didn't try to get one myself, but there is a chance that you will leave frustrated. These major retailers are basically becoming scalpers in their own right. For example, Total Tech at Best Buy. It's this program where you pay $200 for the year, of course. So you get $200, the membership for the year, right? You get I think Apple Care Plus for the year, and then some warranties on whatever electronics that you buy. But it's basically, they're also running special pre-order events so far only for the PS5s and for GPUs. But the idea that they're charging $200 just so you can have a slightly better chance at pre-ordering these consoles, that's crazy. This is madness. Honestly, what I hope comes out of all of this is Xbox kind of copying PlayStation's way of doing this, right? First, have an Xbox Live account. Step 2, you gotta log into that account in order to purchase an Xbox Series X or an Xbox Series S. I think that's the way to go, personally, because the way it's looking right now, it's gonna be impossible to get one of these consoles, or maybe some of the accessories, through the end of the year. Maybe until 2023, who knows? I don't want to be like the Xbox Twitter, but there might be a giveaway coming up for my subscribers. Thanks so much for tuning in, listening to my ramblings. Again, my name is Ray, and we'll see you next time.